YouTube, and I'm going to go live with Facebook Live. Then we're off. Hi, it's Bernie Slavin here. Thanks for joining me on YouTube and Facebook Live. And thanks to the sponsors as always: Galaxy Blinds, GRS Installation, Cornerstone, Ocean Lighting, Dovecot, Advanced Utility Solutions, Ocean Lighting, Cleveland Systems Engineering, and TGM Cars. The team today, if you don't know, was Deng, Banguera, Fry, Vanderberg, Dick Steele, Howson, Belazer, Greenwood, Crooks, Jones, and Latte Laugh. On the bench was Clark, Rogers, Gilbert, Silvera, Coulson, Glover, Engel, Kruma, and Kavanagh. I didn't watch the game today. I seen clips. I seen the first goal. I was in the town. I was doing books today. I put it out there publicly where I was going. I tried to watch as much as I could on the phone. Seen the first goal. We went into today's game needing a win before the Port Vale game in midweek. I thought it was important to get a result, and we did that. Well done. But by all accounts, scored just before half time against the run of play. That's what I'm reading reports. I did see the goal. Crooks got the ball. He's on the edge of the box. Played a lovely ball. And it was a fine finish for Greenwood. Hit it across the keeper into the bottom left-hand corner. The second goal I've not seen. I've been rushing about like mad coming for the town to here. But great result. Talking to a few people that watched it. And people texting or whatever and putting messages in that we didn't play that well. But who gives a flying? Who gives a damn? As if we're getting the result. It's not about the performance. We've played well in the past, and was there something contentious about the goal we got? Even if Bernie, good news on Lockyer being awake. I don't know what it means with that. I don't know. Maybe it was misspelling or whatever. So well done, Borough. 3 points away from home is always a point. I'd have settled for a point today, the way we've been playing. I know people were coming on up in arms after the midweek game the following night when I did the Luton lad collapsed during the game. All right, so I didn't hear that. As I say, I've been rushing about. Well, pray that he's okay. Evening Bernie says we'd won. Thanks, great year. Liked me trainers. Not a great first half. Great win. 3 points. Ian Mogi. Hi Ian, boy. Ian says we'd won. So this lad Ian, I met him in the town today. I met a few characters. I met some lovely people. I met some bright people about the game of football. I met some nutcases. Just the usual concoction of people that I bump into. I thought I'd finish with the town, but anyway, I was asked and went in today in the Hill Street, thanks to the Hill Street Centre, for allowing me and my missus go in and deal with the public. Yeah, enjoyed it. It's a one-off, one day only. So I did enjoy it, but met, as I say, a few charming people. But there was one lad there, he had training shoes. I'm going to put in my social network after this. Training shoes with names on it. There was Slavin, and there was Clough, and there was a host of other names. Obviously a massive Borough fan. They're obviously made a custom made shoes, what you want, and he's got Borough players all around him. Magic. Right, where are we going? So if you watched the game today, could you tell me what the second half was like? And was there something contentious about our second goal? And somebody says Deng get injured. Did he get injured? Happy Christmas, Bernie. Happy Christmas to you, Jane. Obviously, now's the time for happy Christmas, maybe a bit early. We went to the Fame today. We absolutely fleeced them. Is it my reading? Is it people? We well and truly nicked with 3 points, but I'm not complaining. Hope Deng injury isn't bad. Yes, so Deng is injured. That's, if he was about, that's a big thing. Glover over, he's the other keeper, isn't he? He must come on. But yeah, let's hope Deng's back sooner rather than later. As I say, I heard we were second best all over the pitch. But we won the game, so that leads us. It was important to get to this Port Vale game. And if you're one of them that go, cup games don't matter, I bet they matter in midweek, because we've got a chance of getting the semis. And then if we get to the final, there'll be about 30,000 queuing round the Riverside looking for tickets for a competition that people say, we're no bothered about. Let's concentrate in the league. Kidology, it's Bill. Anyway, you've seen the game, the whole game. I've seen glimpses. I did see the first goal. I've not seen the second goal. And I've read reports before I come on here because I've been rushing about. Stops the rock. Bernard does that, Phil. It's an act to win when you don't perform. Hope Deng is later. It stops the Rock without a doubt. I mean, we went, was it 4 and 5 league games without a win? That was getting a bit concerning. I mean, Michael Carrick was quoted. I did my Facebook Live on the following night, the Wednesday, and some fans were, and some of them today in the town, confronted me and says, "What about Carrick's comments? Who does he think he is? Saying that if we play like we did against Hull, we won't have a." My return to that was the first half we were good against Hull, second half we were poor and get done, and I suggested that maybe Michael was on the Christmas sherry a bit early, because if we keep playing like that, and by all accounts today we keep playing like that, we'll lose more than we win. But January, let's hope January's given. Let's hope we get some quality players. We'll need to go something to get guys of Archer and Ramsey's quality like we did last season. But let's hope, you never know. Do I think we'll spend a lot of money? No. Do I think we'll get household names? No. I think there'll be other guys. Do I think they'll be on loan? I don't know about that one. I think the way we're going, looking for this, the 4-year contract system, the 12 lads we've brought in, I think we're going that route. Mohammed, hi Mohammed. Hello, Mr. Bernie. We didn't play great, but who cares? We won. Swansea's not a happy ground. Agree. The be all and end all is winning a game. If you play with a bit of style and swagger, great. The majority we want to entertain. But after the performances we've been putting in, or the results, it's a great bounce back. It didn't slip, but it didn't look too bad. He walked off the pitch. For Andrew Benson, thanks for the info, Andrew. Yeah, we don't want to keep it out. Happy Christmas, Bernard. Happy Christmas, Ian. We have played better and lost, so it's nice to grab 3 points away from him, without a doubt. Without a shadow of a doubt. Jonathan Huntington says, Dieng pulled something, replaced by Glover. Our second goal was from an indirect free kick. Indirect. 6 yards out after the keeper picked up a back pass. Right, okay. So, never bought into this mentality. Concentrate in the league. Winning breeds confidence up the cup. Phil Watson. I agree. Those managers and players, or whoever comes out with it, and fans, oh, let's concentrate in the league. We've concentrated in the league for the last 12 years and we've still been in this division and get knocked out early doors in cups, and it's never made us improve anymore. It's a cop-out. It's bull. Hi Bernard, well fought, hard game, but a good one, yeah. Tom Lockie of Luton, who is thankfully responsive and had been taken to hospital, he fell to the ground again. Can only pray for the lad. Terrible. Terrible. Especially players, well, most people in life should be looked after greatly, but there's nobody gets better looked after than footballers. And looking at a big club, they're in the Premier League, and no doubt they get all these tests and whatever. Merry Christmas for Stefan. Thanks, Stefan. Merry Christmas to you. So, yeah, I can only pray the lad's all right, the Luton lad. Lee Todd says, second goal come from an indirect free kick, Bernie. Back pass from Swansea. I still think we play too deep. As soon as we go ahead in games and invite too much pressure. Hi Bernie, scrappy game, good result. The border, Peter Sloan, just simplistic. What's your prediction for Port Vale, Bernie? Well, Lee Crosby. Is it the one and only Lee Crosby? The Borough lad who used to be on the books? Is it you, Lee? Me. 4-0 Port Vale. No, seriously, I think a win is a bonus at least for Stefan. No, I believe Middlesbrough will go there, Lee, and beat Port Vale. I mean, if we didn't want to do to get beat, then I'd have been thinking, hold on a minute. We cannot go there with a swagger and just a matter of turning up and we're going to put them to sleep and win the game. It's not going to happen, just walk over the top of them and progress into the semi-final. I think it's going to be difficult. It'll be a great atmosphere. I'm sure it'll be a sellout because it's not that big a ground. I don't know the capacity these days, but it's a big playing surface. That should suit us because we're a footballing team. But who do I want to win? I want Middlesbrough to win, although I played for both clubs. I was only at Port Vale a year and a half. I was just under 8 years at Middlesbrough. So I want Middlesbrough to win. Who do I think will win? I think Middlesbrough will win. But as I say, we can't go there with a swagger and think we're the B's and A's and it's just going to happen and we'll just turn them over. Hello from South Korea, Bernie. This is your Bam the Borough fan. Hope you're well. The performance wasn't the best again, but I take an ugly win all day. Was there any Borough players stand out for you tonight? Have a great weekend, Bernie, up the Borough. Well, Bam, I'm an honest man. I was in the town centre today selling pictures and books and Christmas cards and all that. One off. I watched bits of my phone. I've seen the first goal. I've read the reports before I come on here, but I didn't see the second goal. But I seen the result, and that's what I seen. So, by all accounts, we were second best. But at the end of the day, in a few days' time, people will just look at the result. They'll forget about the performance, and great. Andrew Hill says, great victory, Bernie, for the Borough. I hope so. Vera starts in the cup match for Borough against Port Vale. There you are, Borough fans. Would you keep the same team today? We're back on track. We've won a game now. That's, what is it, 2 wins and 6 in the league. Do we keep the same team now and get a bit of momentum going now? Get a bit more goal, get a few more goals. Get tails up, get confidence. No, mate. All right, Lee. Yeah, there used to be a Lee Crosby, came for up here, and he's a former Borough player. David Longstaff says, that game was ugly, as my ex-wife. Hey, I like the pattern, man. That's what you get. There's no PC here. That game was as ugly as my ex-wife, bye. But we take it up the effing Borough. David, you're dead right. You're dead right. I mean, you're dead right with the end, but yeah. Christopher Abel says, bonsoir, Bernie. Crap game, but great result. We need a few players back and we'll be flying up the league. Christopher Abel. I hope you're right, Christopher. The injuries hopefully come back. Let's hope we lose no one like a Hackney or a McGree in January. And let's hope we bring in some quality in January. Preferably a couple of centre forwards and a couple of defenders. I'd really, probably a midfielder as well. Lot to ask, but great result, but awful to watch. Andrew McDonald. So all the Borough fans are seeing the same game. I would sit here and give my opinion, and I respect other people's opinion. But as I say, I've been in the town today. I've seen glimpses, not seen the whole game. Yous have seen it, and you're all condemning the performance, saying it was poor, but we won. And as I say, that's the be-all and end-all. Winning the game is what it's all about. Hello from Qatar, Andrew Muirhead. Hi, Andrew. Qatar, wow. Win is a win, 3 points, almost not words. You're right, Andrew. Never knock an away point and never knock a victory irrespective of how you perform. It's not about the performance today, it's about getting the result. Imagine we go 5 league wins, 5 league defeats in 6. Or 5-0 winning. Tommy Towes says, ugly game. But if we can get a win and play terrible, I'll take it. I agree with that. I don't want to say it, I don't know what Michael Carrick was saying. I remember him, I think Gary Hamilton thinks I'm him also. Yeah, Hammy, of course, my old teammate. No, it's just the name Lee Crosby. Hey, at this time of year, you should switch your name for Lee to Bing. Might make a fortune. Alec Geddes says, Latilaf starting to look tired. Won't be long before he's out. Not sure why he doesn't give another of the lads a run. 2-1 up. Get Carver Gilbert on for the last 10-15 minutes. Blazer needs to pass to someone in a red shirt. A wee bit of sarcasm there. I've never seen so many misplaced passes again. There was a few midweek. It was infuriating. Yeah, Kavanagh. I mean, I said last week after the Tuesday's game, young Kavanagh, I know his dad. I played with his dad. I loved Graham Kavanagh. He was a very good player. Had a great career. But I questions midweek how we're not very good up front. I don't think we're ruthless or good enough. In my day, if you scored goals, that was your class as a centre forward. That was enough to qualify to have at least a place in the bench to try and come on and get a goal. Young Kavanagh scored 12 and 11 games. Not managed even a place in the bench. And I see other lads in there that I don't even know. Kruma, no disrespect, don't know him. Yeah, Cartwright, midweek, he wasn't on the bench today, but he was midweek. And I'm thinking, where's Kavanagh? But anyway, Kavanagh was on the bench, but he didn't get a game. But at least he's nudged forward a bit. I agree, we played better and lost. Definitely need midfielder and defender. Don't forget the centre forward. Richard Elliott, is it? What are your thoughts on Isaiah Jones, Bernie? Do you know what? Isaiah Jones, been here a few years now. He's one of the players, few players I look at. He can look a top player, and then 10 minutes later, he looks like a pub player. He goes from one extreme to the next. You know, no over a series of games. In the same game, 10 minutes, looks pub player. The next 10, 15 minutes looks very good player. So he's an infuriating player. He annoys me at times. If I was in the box and he was hitting the first man regular or passing it back, I'd be giving him an air bashing. There's no doubt in that. A verbally bash, I don't mean physically. I would be telling him and letting him know to wake him up, because sometimes he needs woke up, sometimes he's too casual, plays too many balls back. As I've said repetitively over the years, young Jones came into his side, he was a breath of fresh air, he was direct, he was confident, he could create, he could score, and then he went off the boil, and then there was a host of different things, why he went off the boil, whatever, and he was out, the team managers were starting, coaches were starting to leave him out. Now he's back regular, the fans seem to like him or like the tune now. I think it's just the tune as well. But yeah, so I don't know if there's anybody better than Joe. Well, Foz can play on the right, but Foz has been out injured, so maybe Foz will come back and give him a run for his money. But Jones has to perform more frequently and be more reliable. And the other thing about Jones, same as the left-sided player, he has to help the right back out. I've said this time and time again. We're not good defensively. The goals conceded and the manner in which we concede goals, I don't need to be telling you that. You know that. But when the other night, ball goes down our right, their left, the lad burns Dick Steele up for fun, just burns them up. Jones is nowhere to be seen. He's out the picture. He has to be doubling up. There's other goals in games over the weeks and the months where Jones, I know he likes going forward. I was the same, wanted to go forward. When I played in the left, I had the stamina to get back, but I used to say to the left back, when I'm back, you need to keep me right, tuck in, play him out, because I don't really know how to defend. But Jones isn't getting back, and on the left, no matter who's on the left, we don't seem to be helping out the left back. Hello, Bernie, mate. I'm glad we get the 3 points, and that's all what really matters, or what really matters, really. Yeah. Hi, Cal. Hi. Delighted. David Baker. Hi, David. Hi, Bernie. Watched the game, and my lucky butter shirt. Well, I wore it. The first half was dire. David's a straight talker. But 3 points count. We desperately need more firepower. Any suggestion? Have a great Christmas. What's your vegan suggestion for Christmas dinner? So, the first thing, 3 points count. Desperately need more firepower. Any suggestions? I don't know who's available. I don't know what money's available. I just know that these directors of football up and down the country have to earn their corn. They've only got 2 windows of opportunity where they really work and the pressure's on them. And we should make them under pressure. There's a 3 month up until August in the summer and then a month in January. They have to produce. If they don't give Carrick the stick, direct it somewhere else, because Carrick won't be involved in it. Regarding the Christmas vegan dinner, it's probably the same as last year and the year before that. Nut roast and parsnips and whatever. You're winding me up, David. You're not vegan. Yeah, Christmas dinner. Yeah, I'll have my party hat on and the thing you're blowing and carrots, need carrots. I think a year in, I've seen enough of Belazer to know he's not going to cut it. Phil Autumn. He's surely brought in to replace Howson, but he's nowhere near. Yeah, I don't think my saying is he's no set the header alight. Matt Harrison said, good one for the Borough. Don't know what happened to the boys today. Oh, the boys. BHOYS, does he mean Celtic? Somebody mentioned Celtic. I don't know how they got on them. Boyhood heroes. Somebody says get whopped again. Wow. Brendan Rodgers. I keep saying it. Don't go back for the same players. Don't go back for the same manager. It doesn't work. They leave for a reason. They leave for the money or the fame or they want to progress in their careers, ambition. And then they come back when it's failed. It's not happened. Yeah, the only thing I would say about that is I think everybody had wrote Chuba Akpom off, me included. I seen a year and a half of him, then he was shipped out, loaned, then he came back and because of Carrick's style and brand and gels on the wing and he had a good striking partner, Archer Ramsey, and he did magnificent. And I had written him off, along with a lot of other people. But he proved us wrong. So, writing him off, I know what you're saying. He looks like, it costs us 900 grand. It's not exactly We didn't exactly break the bank, but 900 grand's 900 grand. Yeah, so I take you're not a fan. Ian Plum says, Kavanagh rather, on the bench today. Be nice to see him come on in the cup game if we're winning. That's a good point. Celtic beat at home 0-2 by Hearts. Wow. Whoa. Dear me, what a turn up for the books that is. A few of my mates will be happy. They're Rangers fans. Christopher Abel says, we're in a better position points-wise in the last season, and look what happened. Keep the faith. Oh, this keep the faith. Christopher, we don't need to keep the faith. The players need to keep it. The club needs to keep it. The fans will get behind them, support them to the hilt, but we need to keep the faith. As I say, at the minute, are we good enough for top six? I don't think we are. That's my gut instinct. If we sign a few players and make a statement of intent and I go, wow, that's some signing. Hey, he looks the part, or then who knows? But at the minute, I don't think we're good enough. And I'm still concerned January, and it's only I don't know this, it's just me. I'm still concerned that maybe one or two will go through the door that we don't want to go. That's a possibility. The team looks tired. Hey, John, you're fun at the old. Well, that's your opinion. They look tired, and they might look tired. But how can you look tired after 21 games? We play 46 in the Championship. If you're good in the cup games, you can end up playing 50, 54, whatever. I used to play in every game. First 4 years I came to Middlesbrough, I never missed a game. I've got two of the longest runs. I'm not saying that to go wow, but that's an indication that back then the pitches were crap. Harsh winters, crap pitches, home and away, dressing rooms, no heating, fucking thing falling off the ceiling. You know, and we never looked tired. I never heard anybody come up with that excuse or saying, oh, we look tired. We're back. My fault. Carrick came in with Kavanagh already in the young squad. The director of football, who's went out and brought 12 lads in and neglected our academy, he has neglected it. That tells me that they're not good enough, because there's very few come through the academy in the last couple of years, and we're going and getting other guys in for all around, well, America, Europe, whatever. And Kavanagh, they don't owe Kavanagh anything, because Kavanagh's a player that's been there before they arrived. So that might have something to do with it, I don't know. Because if I go and bring new players in, and I'm a director of football, the guys I brought in, I want to show and justify that Carrick's going to play them, because they're better than what we've got. That's why I went and got them. You tell me how many he's come through the academy, and we went and bought 12 new lads, and they're all about, was it 18, 19, 20, 21, 23? Surely, years ago I kept hearing everybody, the height was amazing, great academy, brilliant, and we had Stewie Downing, Adam Johnson, did Danny Graham come through it? Ben Gibson. There's no doubt, and Hackney, brilliant. But going and spending or bringing in boys for all over that's relatively young tells me that it's not working. I've said before, when the great players, the great strikers like Mannion, and I know Mannion was a wing about 100 goals, Clough and Camson, Mickey Fenton, there was no academies then. There was good scouting, and they cost nothing, these guys. Craig Tupland says, although I agree with our philosophy of signing their own players, I do think January, if we can get in some real players on loan in January from the Premier, it would be a good idea to boost the squad till the end of the season. I agree with that as well, Craig, but it would be contradictory to what the club's aiming for. So we brought 12 players in. The majority are on 4-year contracts. We got them for next to nothing. There was only Letty Laugh cost 5 million. Some, was it Van den Berg cost 1.5 million, something like that. There wasn't a great deal of money, but there was a great deal of 4-year contracts given out. Young lads, I think the idea of the club now is we've squandered millions in crap, especially centre forwards. We're going to invest in young lads, develop them. Hopefully, they stamp their authority and we sell them on for big bucks. So to go the loan route would nudge us nearer where we want to be. And if we did get there, possibly we could buy them. But if we fail, they disappear, and then we've got holes to fill again. So there's no, for me, there's no good, as I say, contradictory. For me, signing 12 players, 4-year contract. Surely in January you must go out and bring more players in if you want. Because over the years the loan players have all come and gone. We've no control over that. And it's foundations made of sand. Now they're trying to get, I believe, well, with their signings, a 4-year contract, or try to get a real foundation. And if we get loan players in, yeah, it'll be good up to the end of the season. Maybe. And then they just head off. Isaiah Jones is not consistent, good Northern League player. Yeah, he's infuriating. He really is. You know, as I say, one minute he looks like top player, and then the next minute he looks like somebody that plays for the Dog and Gun on a Sunday morning with a few pints in him, gives the ball away, forever going to ground. That's the other thing I don't like about Jones. I'm a fan of his. I think he's got a lot going for him, but he's just so inconsistent. But the amount of times he goes to ground looking for free kicks, you watch him, he's probably on his ass more than the majority of, well, he's certainly number one in ours. If you, instead of counting people's goals, count how many times John goes to ground in a game. They're not always fouls. I know Grealish, but Grealish gets hacked for the waist downwards. How we get out of jail could have been 0-4 before we scored. Dave Connor. Dave Connor's an honest man as well. So we get out of jail. As I say, great to win, but we cannot be kidded. It is a gift grinding out results when you play bad. That is a gift, especially with us not winning recently. Only winning 1 in 5 league games. It was important, no matter how we played today, to get the result. By a fluke, or that's okay, we'll take it. We win on Tuesday night down in the Potteries, Port Vale at Vale Park, then tails are up ready for the next game. Is it West Brom? Yet again, we rely on loan players. Carrick needs to have his input and who comes in. As I say, John, go and look up directors of football up and down the country. And in Europe, Europe started it. Look it up and down and you'll see the role of a director of football and how much pull they've got, how much say they've got. As I say, the one at Sunderland confronted Mowbray at the Millwall game saying, why are you doing this and why have you played that and tell me why you did those tactics. What are you on about? A boy who's never played, never managed, and I don't know which qualifications are to be director of football, telling Tony Mowbray. Is that some kind of joke? I don't know what the return was for Mowbray, but I know what my return would have been. But Mugger, Tony Mowbray, Carrick's obviously younger than Mowbray. Mowbray's been round the block. He's been at Celtic. He's been at West Bromwich Albion. He's been at Hibernian. Been at Middlesbrough. So he knows it better. But now he's even seen the dynamics changed. He's not in control now. He sold Stewart. He didn't want rid of Stewart. He got rid of Mowbray at Sunderland. He got rid of his centre half who was player of the season last season. He didn't want rid of him, but they said no, we're selling him. And that happens at Middlesbrough, and it happens all over the country now. The days of Brian Clough and Harry Redknapp and Big Sam Allardyce and Fergie, Jock Stein, Shankly, they've gone. That's old hat now. Modern game, we've copied Europe, the teams around Europe. But some of the teams around Europe, the guys who's director of football are actually guys who's played. I would have to have somebody in there that I trust, not the chairman or the chief exec. I would have to trust the guy that's working alongside me. But I don't know if you get any saying who. I don't know if you can pick that. Do you think we might lose Hackney in January, Bernie? Christopher? There's a possibility. People are putting 2 and 2 together and getting 5 at the minute, saying he's not injured, he's going to be moving in January. That could well be the case. I don't believe anybody in football. He could. If we get the money, then it's a no-brainer, he's off. But he is attracting attention, there's no doubt in that. He's still a young lad, he's in the England team now. The young England team, he's by all accounts playing well there. He stamps his authority here. Is this his second season? And his development getting better. Still has to chip maybe a few more goals, in my opinion. I think he's got it in his locker and try to create a wee bit more. But yeah, and obviously he's got great engines and stamina, but he should have, he's only a young lad. Neil Stevenson says, I don't mean to sound negative, but I said we'll look like a good championship team and we'll finish 7th to 10th come the end of the season. That's no negative. I think you've been a realist, Neil. I don't think we'll be top 6. At the minute, I might change my mind come January, but the way we concede goals in the front 3 that we play regular, I don't think are good enough to score a wad of goals. As I say, in my day, you were classed as a centre forward because you scored goals. That was your job. Everything else was secondary. Scoring goals was priority. No, I don't think the modern game's like that. They're more concerned about how many miles you're running, how many times you hold it up, how many touches you got, and I just counted goals. Let's see if Gibson keeps Hackney. Odds on he will go. Well, John, as I say, if we get the money, it's a no-brainer. He'll be off. No doubt in that. It's beneficial to both financially. Hackney will get more money. The club will get money for moving him on because he's on a contract. But it's the fans that suffer. But we're a selling club. We can't sit here and say that we're not a selling club, but we have been ever since I came. It's just part of the business. I know it's annoying, and especially you get a name Hackney in the back, and then Christmas you've got it off, and your sons want another, your young daughter wants a different name in the shirt, another few quid down the River Tees. Andrew Benson said, I thought it was George Benson. On the academy, I don't think any have been shipped out and made an impression yet. Tav was sold. Nathan Wood wanted to leave. Can't think of any else. So on the academy, I don't think any have been shipped out and made an impression yet. Tavernier was sold. Yeah, he was. Nathan Wood wanted to leave. Well, he wanted to leave. I'd have wanted to leave. He wouldn't get a game. Need 2 centre-half, right back, midfield and a striker. Oh, Craig, no bother. We'll get that, no problem. So Craig Parker says we need 2 centre-halves, right back, midfielder and a striker. This guy, Stevie Horn, says you can't bring in young lads, and if it doesn't work, it'll be Carrick who gets the blame and he's gone. Well, Stephen, that's what I keep saying. If there's transparency, I don't even know why I get rags, but I don't like when there's wrongdoings. I get involved, even if it's nothing to do with me. But I'm a football fan, I'm a Middlesbrough fan, and I like Carrick's demeanour. I like his style of football. Last season was amazing. He's had a few indifferences so far this season, but if Carrick gets handed duds in January and it doesn't work out and we end up 14-15 league and the wheels come off, Carrick will be gone in the modern game. The director of football will still be there. Like Mowbray, director of football is still there. Speakman, whatever you call him, never heard him. So they're still there. Now, if there's transparency and the pressure's on them as much as the coach, and when the coach gets sacked, the director of football says, okay, I'm off. I get sacked as well. I'm cool with that. That's fair play. But if you're giving me duds and dummies and guys that can't play and donkeys because you're choosing them and I'm having to coach them, there's only so far you can go coaching donkeys. Is Glover good enough in goal? Do you know what? I've not seen enough of the boy. I've been only trying to half hog it. I don't know, Chris. I honestly don't know. James Hill says, hey up, Bernie, great result. Bit of a struggle, but 3 points is 3 points. We certainly needed a victory, and I got my prediction right, 2-1. James, you could be the next Mystic Meg. You got a crystal ball there? Well, I must have a crystal ball. I thought people were calling me Mystic Meg after when the draw came up for the quarterfinals in the League Cup. I looked at all the teams and I said, well, I put it on my social network before the draw. It turned out about 10:30 at night. I said, I hope we get Port Vale. And we did. Just a pity it's away from home. More training needed on passing the ball. Well, if you can't pass the ball as a football team, you can't progress. Last season we did pass it. We were slick. We were accurate. Telepathic to a degree. This year, sometimes it still looks a bit of a struggle. No, it's not as slick and it's certainly not as accurate. But defensively, we've still got an issue. No matter who we play along the back line, we can't seem to get it right. But don't just blame the back line. It's a unit. The midfield have to play the role as well. We both said a draw this morning. Bernie, Roy Thompson, but we will all take the win. Thanks for the chat and the book. Thank you, Roy, is it Roy? Thanks, Roy. We are missing Hackney and Riley. That's from Chris Andrews. Yeah, of course we are. Of course we are. Bernie, can you please tell me who's responsible for the defensive organisation? Another poor goal conceded today, Michael Hughes. Well, Michael, under McLaren, we had a defensive coach, midfielder coach and attacking coach. The attacking coach was Steve Round, who'd never scored a goal in his life, who's at the Arsenal now. He's actually at Arsenal now. I don't think he had any charm about him, no real personality. No doubt a good coach, but a goal scoring coach, he never scored a goal. The only information you get is out of a book, so I wasn't in agreement with that. Obviously, Jonathan Woodgate would be the defensive coach, but I'll keep saying it. I could be the best coach on the planet. If my players aren't good enough, I can tell them I'm blue in the face. And if I keep getting handed players that I don't really want and they're duds, I can tell them what to do and what they should do, but if they don't do it, well, can I change it? Because it's out of my hands. So, it's like, as I said the other night, it's like Robbie Keane. Robbie Keane, one of the best strikers in the game, played for Tottenham, came here as coach. I saw Malonga had his worst season when he was here. I think he got 5. No, I'm sure Robbie, because he scored 100 odd goals for Tottenham, great record, and for the Republic, he's one of my guys that I saw in Malonga. Maybe they want to take it in. Well, obviously they weren't if they only scored 5 goals. Because Robbie had done it. He knows the art of goal scoring. He could read a book and do it on the pitch. So, Woodgate could be the best coach. The same as director of football. Director of football, Kieran Scott at Middlesbrough, could be the best director of football on the planet. But he cannot flourish unless the top boys sanction it. Steve Gibson, the chairman, and Neil Bowser, the chief exec. If they don't sanction it, he can't blossom. And he'll get stick eventually. There's no doubt in that. I mean, the chairman ain't going anywhere and the chief exec, they'll be there a lifetime. But the director of football eventually get done. As I say, I don't envy their role either. Vandenberg was outstanding once again today. I heard that. What a bargain he's been. He didn't cost a lot, it was under $1 million. Directors of football should be held responsible for signing rubbish. I agree. Okay, then here we go. Piero. Did anybody at Middlesbrough, the club we support, did anybody say, I signed Piero, I squandered £5 million and an Argentinian who came over, never done it, £5 million. That's the most we've spent in recent years. He came under Warnock, I'm sure it was Warnock. Warnock never signed him. He's a footballer. Warnock didn't sign footballers. He never signed him, never played him. Patrick Roberts came on loan. He never played him. He didn't play football, Warnock. Why does he want footballers in the team? So, yeah, you need to be a half-wit if you think that Warnock signed certain players. But as I say, I'm all for it. Directors of football have to please the guys above more than the coach. Because they're bigger than the coach. They hold more authority than you think they have. I keep telling people, I said, they still don't get it. I said the other night, Wenger, one of the best managers in the game, intelligent, cool, composed, went a season with the Arsenal and never get beat. In 2014, I think it was, somebody went up to him within the club and says, we're getting a director of football, and he says, which one of them? And on the back of it, he went, well, you won't be employing anybody like that when I'm here. I'm in control. Harry Redknapp says a few years ago, director of football, joke position. I get the top boys, the money men want it because the money won't be squandered and they'll manage it. And this guy is piggy in the middle. He'll go to the coach, try and keep him sweet. Go to the top boys, keep them sweet because they can do them and sack them. And for me, it's just a gopher in between them. It's a horrible job as well. I wouldn't like that job. But I'll tell you what, if I was picking poor players or getting more wrong than right, when the coach gets sacked, I would morally, and I would say, do you know what? I'm off as well. But to say, if they're transparent and they're under as much pressure as the coach, then I'm all for it, it's fine. Port Vale turned Wigan over today 3-2. It won't be easy going there, Bernie. As I say, Russell, I played at Port Vale for 1.5 years. It's a great pitch. It's a massive pitch, usually great condition. And I think it'll suit us. That's the first thing I asked Paul Kerr and Dean Glover, my old Port Vale teammates. I phoned them before I moved there because I had a few teams and I wanted to go to the best football team with a bit of Anyway, phoned Paul Kerr and Dean Glover, my old Borough teammates, and both asked what style of football do they play, what's the pitch like. They say the pitch is massive, enormous, we're a footballing team, and the two of them were right. I had a great year and a half there. Loved it. Neil Stevenson, you sound like a broken record. Oh, Sham's getting a bit of stick out there. Sham, but you know I'm right, just like you are about the Red Car Rocket. The Red Car Rocket. Hi Bernie, we needed that win. E-I-O, 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 up the Borough, Michael Loon. You're right, I'm going to read a few of these out. Tom says, great result today despite being below average. Jojo says, bad news, another one on the injury list, Dieng. Christopher says, it's always great listening to your common sense opinion, Bernie. Once a legend, always a legend. As I say, I'm not here to please or here to disturb. I'm just here to give my honest opinion on the game of football. I've no need to lie. I'm not in bed with anybody. I'm a Borough fan. Live in the area, love it. And yeah, Geordies in the semi, potentially. David, imagine that. Imagine getting the Geordies. How good would that be? The Geordies and beating them. I mean, everybody was raving about the Geordies. Great result. Their first outing in the European Cup, Champions League, whatever. Celtic get ridiculed, and rightly so. They were garbage. Man United were garbage. So Man United and Celtic out both competitions, and rightly so. Newcastle only finished a point above them. So how good were Newcastle? We know Newcastle's going to have a trophy cabinet eventually. And we know they're going to start winning things because there's loads of money at their disposal. Yeah. Carrick says himself, Borough area, a club for growing young talent for the transfer market. And it seems Gibson is more than happy with that. So Carrick says himself that Borough area of the club for growing. Yeah, the thing is, but when you've got young lads and they're there for 4 years, do you think Carrick's going to be there in 4 years? I've said this about every one of them. They plan for the future. I remember Warnock saying, yeah, we've 4 players, we've signed them, we've got them on long-term contracts, great for the club, great for the future. Yeah, it is, but it's not great for you. And Warnock gets sacked. How we avoided conceding a goal in the first half was a miraculous. As a Borough fan, miraculous. That's a great word for a Saturday night. Seriously, they had that many chances. How long has it been since we played them? Must be 10 plus years. Played who? Port Vale? Who's David talking about? Who are you talking about, David? Are you talking about Port Vale? Great win. See you at Port Vale, Bernie. Paul Richards. Yeah. I mean, people keep coming up to me. You go to Port Vale. Listen, I go to every home game, do the Legends Lounge there. I watch every game on the TV. That's why I talk about it and I know what I'm talking about, because I watch it. Today I never, because I was in the town, and as I say, seen the first goal, never seen the second. Yeah, but Port Vale, so people have asked me, are you going? Yeah, I'm going. As I say, I don't go away again, but I've been invited. Prawn Sandwich Brigade, but I don't like prawns because I'm vegan. But I'll be in the lounges. I believe I'm doing a bit of talking, and I'm looking forward to it. I don't think I've been in the pottery since I left. I left in what, 94, 95? I used to call it the land of the living dead. Can your son play for the Borough? No, my son is retired. One of them retired at 14, Stefan. Another boy, I know everybody's got a story about Carl. He got a replacement. My young boy played for Martin, playing against Redcar Athletic on a Sunday morning. The lad fell on him. There was no malice. He was 15 at the time. He ended up getting his cartilage out, and then he came to me and he says, it's still sore, went to see somebody, another surgeon. He ended up having a cartilage replacement. So that means getting somebody that's been ran over, lost a leg, or dead, and I was thinking, I don't really think he should be going that route. He's not played since, because the guy did advise, who did the job, says, look, you should be privileged and honoured that you're getting somebody else's cartilage, and you have to fight for it, and say why. And my boy's got type 1 diabetes, so I says to the surgeon, look, it's important for him to keep his fitness, and he does that. He jogs, he still trains, so to keep his sugar levels for the type 1 diabetes. So I thought that was important to get this, but not everybody gets it, so he was in a privileged position and he's not neglected it. So no, he doesn't play football. in Port Vale. I'm looking forward to it, as I say. See, my old manager, I was talking to a lady the other day for the Port Vale, for the office, and she's saying that John Rudge's, my old manager at Port Vale, he's looking forward to seeing me. As a John Rudge fan, he's one of the longest serving managers in the game, always wore a cap. I think he's from the Potteries originally, but he's still in tow with them. I don't know what his role is, but he's still in tow with them. So I'm really looking forward to him. And he brought a book out recently. I'm going to purchase it and get him to sign it. I'll put it on my social network. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Might see Robbie Williams there. He's a big Port Vale fan. Did you know that? Yeah, Robbie Williams. When I first went to Port Vale, like when I came to Borough, I was homesick. Not as much as homesick, but I like getting back to Teesside. So I used to drive back after the games. And then on Saturdays after the home games, the lads would say, "Oh, Robbie's coming up with us tonight for a drink. Are you staying?" I'd say, "No, I'm going back to the Borough." I'm a Morrissey fan. How can you be a Morrissey stroke Robbie Williams fan? Right, I'll read a few of these out and then I think that's it. Where are we? Sorry if I've not read these out. Our first half today was awful for Dan. Marco says, great result, awful display. Freddie says, Tommy Tit, rhythmical game. It doesn't paper over the cracks. It's a fair point. Up the Borough as well. Any other injured players back training yet? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I was talking to a girl last week who talks to the players and been going Ersum, Riverside, and she says that McGree was on his way back next week or two, so hopefully he'll be back. Yeah, okay. Poor performance against a managerless Swansea. Yeah, Swansea, managerless. Balassi, how did he do? I know he came off the bench. Did he do any good? Did he get involved in the game? I was a Balassi fan. Balassi used to come on here. Believe it or not, Balassi, obviously in loan, I was a fan of his. And he used to watch it in the bus with one or two of the players that's still in the team now. I'm not saying who they are. He used to watch up the back of the bus. That's the last thing I would do, especially if I'm bad. I wouldn't be watching me if we were bad. I'm bad enough on the bus, let alone on this. Rob says, only our second win in 6 matches in the league, but I'm delighted. Over the moon. The old cliche, over the moon. Wispo says, let's see what we drag in January. I don't expect household names or big fees. I would agree with that. I think there won't be household names for sure. Will they be loan? I don't even know if they'll be loan players, and I don't think a lot of money will be squandered or spent. Thanks to their keeper, we can have a nice one. Fair enough. Daniel Baz Joseph, 3 points. I thought he retired, Balassi. No, he was abroad, wasn't he? And he came back, didn't he? Balassi, was he on the bench today? Somebody told me he was on the bench today. He came off the bench. But Yannick Balassi was, I like Balassi. I thought he was good. Again, he was alone. Him and Cabano, wasn't it? Cabano, I liked Cabano as well. John says, I see Borough's home game against Sunderland has been switched. He went to Turkey. Is that some kind of joke? Festive period, he went to Turkey. I wonder if, who's my former striker went to Turkey, ended up selling kebabs? His son Belonga. Now he's at Watford. Does he get a game at Watford? So John says, I see Borough's home game against Sunderland has been switched. Yeah, it has. It's now on the 4th of February, which is a Sunday, and it's going to be a 12 o'clock kickoff. Television kicks in, doesn't it? So if you're going to the game and bought tickets for the Saturday or whatever, it's all changed to suit the television. They don't care about the fans. They kid on, they do, they don't. Yeah, money comes first and television rights come before any fan. So where are we? It's now, it's now in the 4th, yeah, it says that, doesn't it? And obviously Sunderland, we've done them 4 up there, put them to bed after they had the man sent off just for half time. Great second half, but obviously things have changed, their dynamics have changed. I don't know how they go on the day, I didn't have time to look, not really interested, but obviously Mugger's been sacked. Mick says, what was carried on about after the Hull game? About it was good enough if we keep playing like that. No, he did say a few of the fans were angry the next night, saying Carrick's saying to the fans, trying to hoodwink them that if we continue to play like that, we'll do well. And I suggested it was on the sherry as a joke, but maybe it was. I watched second half. A totally different game from what I seen. First half we were good against Hull. Should have been 2 or 3 up. Second half we disappeared. They made a lot of changes early doors and changed the dynamics, and they won the game. Couldn't believe it. But we're back on track today. Enjoyed today's game. Watched it on the dodgy box up the Borough. Nicholas, just where you didn't put your address, dodgy box. But last year was a sub with 10 minutes left. Yes, thanks. Tom says, I heard you questioning why Kavanagh has no had any appearances in the bench. Well, he made it today. Well, he did. As I say, I mentioned during the week, if Kavanagh's got 12 goals in 11 games, that's a fair old return no matter what level. He deserves at least a place in the bench, and he got it. Balassi was in Turkey, he was, yeah. 2021, Balassi moved to Turkey to join Super League club. I'll leave that pronunciation, can't I say it. Bruce Ray's Red and White Army, that's in Middlesbrough's fan page, up the Borough, Bruce's Red and White Army. What a team. I had some pictures today that Bruce had signed. I was showing them in the town, and the amount of people come up, what a team. You know, guys my age, a wee bit younger, what a team that was, what a manager. There's one of Bruce standing outside the town hall, he's armed aloft. Maybe some man. You know what we used to call him? Gaddafi. That was his nickname. We never mentioned it in front of him. I've told him years later when obviously we do for Gary Pattinson and such like. Yeah, we always go Gaddafi. You had to shave, you had to stand upright, you had to dress smart, you couldn't slouch. If he says good morning when you come out the cars to go training, and if you say how are you today, and if he says okay, he give you a slap. So the next day you say, and how are you today? You say, oh great Bruce. He wanted you to get in that habit, everything was great. And don't forget, we weren't getting paid. You had to wash your own gear. You were training in local parks, Stewart's Park, Albert Park, getting chased with dogs, dog shit park, you were getting chased with dogs and all that. And he's saying, how are you today? Oh, brilliant, Bruce. Wash my own gear, training and playing like a pub team. Bring on the next game and bring on West Bromwich Albion. Yeah, that's a fair one. We'll read these other ones up before we finish. Nico says, enjoyed today's game watching Dodgy, but I've read that. Tom, I heard the question why. Yeah, I've read that. Borough back in track for the Port Vale game. That was important. Do you agree? I think it was. To get back in track. If we go there with 5 defeats in 6 league games, you go there with your tails flagging, if you like. But we can get into the game now. Back to confidence. I wouldn't mess about the team. I'd play the same. Well, obviously, if Deng's injured, I'd play the same team. Get them out there. We cannot. I don't want to see like 5-6 changes and we get knocked out. There's no excuses. This is a quarter final. Beat Port Vale, which we should if we turn it on. If both teams perform to the best of their abilities, we are better than Port Vale, and that's without even watching them, just looking at the results and you know where they are. What's this? Keith says, looking forward to travelling to the Potteries on Tuesday. Who do you want to win? Well, I've mentioned that case. Borough, of course I do. I'm not just saying it. If I wanted Port Vale, I would say it. I want Borough. I was 8 years at Borough. Jamie says, thanks for talking to my son today on the phone, FaceTime. Yeah, thanks, Jamie. I had a couple of people saying there was a lady and her daughter. Can you talk to my granny? They didn't say she used to watch me, but it makes me feel old. Anyway, they get it up and I have to say, hiya, granny, and she's sitting there having her dinner or whatever. I thought she was in bed, but she was in the house. Must live in a posh house. And then there was somebody else. Who are you? Oh, I'll ask my granddad. It's all grannies and granddads these days. Luke says, who have the Borough played? Who were the ex-Borough? Oh, the ex-Borough players that played with you at Port Vale. Well, I mentioned them earlier. Dean Glover and Paul Kerr. They were the two that played for Port Vale. Very good players. Dean Glover used to have a flat top haircut. And Nookie Bear. He was called Nookie because his eyes, nothing else. Don't be even thinking about it. Tosh says, January has to be on a par with last season if we are going to make a serious attempt and getting into the top 6. I have no doubt that January is an important month. If we want to progress, we need to get players in January. As I say, Coburn was in the bench today. So somebody say to me he's got a hernia. Because he was on the bench and then he disappeared off the bench. Some people are saying he's got a hernia. If you've got a hernia, well, let's hope he recovers sooner rather than later. But I don't think that Coburn's going to be long term for Carrick. Carrick made it obvious he wanted rid of him in January. Start of the season, sorry, August. Wanted rid of him. Kept him because he didn't get the players he wanted. And then there was talk about him going to Plymouth or Gyle. And then with injuries, so he kept him. And the boy done well. But I still don't think he's going to be part of the plans long term. 12 goals and 11. Yeah, 12 goals and 11. Kavanagh. That's for Chris. I mentioned that earlier. Bruce Rare, top team, 86 legends. Ian Mulgee. Yeah, it wasn't a bad side, that 86 team, I have to say. You know, you look at it, there was, for the younger viewers, we had Stephen Pears, Gary Parkinson, Colin Cooper, Tony Mowbray, Gary Pallister, Gary Hamilton, Brian Laws, Stuart Ripley, Gary Gill, Archie Stevens, Bernie Slavin, Lee Turnbull, Alan Kernigan. We had 13, 14 players, that's for the first 2 seasons. But the first one, definitely, with no money. Bernie made 3 points of the playoffs. 3 points off the playoffs, I believe. That's with Michael. So listen, thank you very much for joining us. Facebook, YouTube, Total BS podcast is on Monday. I'll be talking about this and anything topical that comes up. And Chris McGlade, part 2 will be on. Chris spoke for 2 hours for the podcast. Good talker. Likes his politics. Straight talker. If you're easily offended, I'd say don't watch it. Because there's visual as well on the YouTube. But if you want to listen, it's worth a listen. He's a big Borough fan. He's a big socialist. He's a Redcar lad. He's a comedian. He's a poet. He's an actor. As I say, the film he was in, The Old Oak, I went to see it. Thought it was terrific. Not because I know Chris and Chris was in it. It was just a great film about this area, about people coming from abroad and how people mistreat them and they go against each other and the locals are getting upset, and it's, yeah, very good. So, cheers, Carl, up the Borough. So thanks for what you get taken from the Borough if you don't play him, Kavanagh. I think Kavanagh, yeah, okay then. I think Coburn and Kavanagh will be away in the season. I hope they're not, but that's what I think. So thanks for joining us. Total BS will be on Monday. Enjoy your Sunday dinner tomorrow. And thanks again, as always, to the sponsors, Galaxy Blinds. I've started to read the book, Laugh Out Loud. Not a doorstop yet. Up the Borough, Ian Mulgee, a funny man. Bought a book, he says he'll use it as a doorstop. If you'd have bought 2, Ian, you could have used it as shin pads. Or buy 4, you could use it for the beds, under the bed. Was Clinton Blackmore there when you played? No, he wasn't. I can't believe Clinton Blackmore got 20,000. I get 3,500 from a testimonial. 382 games, 147 goals. 3,500 turned up. Clinton Blackmore never kicked his ass. Good lad, but never kicked his ass for Middlesbrough. 21,000. Where's the justice? But that's the world we live in. So thanks a lot for watching, getting involved, and thanks to Galaxy Blinds, GRS Installation, Cornerstone, Advanced Utility Solutions, Dovecot, Ocean Lighting, Cleveland Systems Engineering, and TGM Cars. Thanks very much. Up the Borough. Well done today, Borough. Wasn't great as far as I know, because I've never seen it. I've seen glimpses. But well done the Borough. Great 3 points. Bring on the Valiants. PVFC. I'll be there. Can't wait. See you later. Up the Borough. See ya.